Hi guys, so I thought being Christmas I'd do something a little bit different. Okay, I figured that most of you have probably got a week off. So if you're watching from the UK, most people have Christmas week off, particularly at the moment we're in lockdown. Some of the countries, some of the parts of the country in tier 4. So I guess there's a lot of you going to be at home. Don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss these videos. We're going to bring in every day at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. from the 25th all the way through to the 31st, hit the notification button, the bell, so you don't miss a video. So let's start with the first video, and the first video is called Millionaire Mentality. Okay, so up until now we've spoken a lot about property, and we haven't really touched upon mindset and everything that goes with it. The pillars, if you like, that will help you on your property journey and that will support you. Okay, and one of the most important ones that I believe is what I would call millionaire mentality. And that is for you to be in the right mindset, the mindset of a millionaire or multimillionaire or even billionaire. So the mindset of a highly successful property investor. The first thing is, there are more people than ever in the history of time that are becoming wealthy that start from nothing. Look at all the success stories coming out of Silicon Valley. You know, you've got all the tech, the .com companies, all the biotech companies, you've got all the online companies. There's huge amounts of wealth is being created from nothing. And you guys have got an advantage because you don't actually have to start from nothing because you've got the strategy and the vehicle already in place. You've got property. You know that is going to make you wealthy. So you've got an advantage on all these people that kind of think of an app or think of some software or think of something like PayPal. First thing is, everybody starts with nothing. Okay? 99% of successful people start off with nothing, unless you're like Prince Charles or the Duchy of Cornwall or whatever, or the Duke of Westminster. Most people, 99% of people, start off with nothing. The other thing that you need to know is that the average millionaire has lost it all 3 times. Okay? Yes, that's right. The average millionaire has lost it all 3 times. Okay? So don't worry about making mistakes. Yes, we want to teach you to put things in place in order to minimize the risk. And I've actually personally been bankrupt, so I know exactly what the risks are and how to avoid them, which obviously I'll teach you guys. But don't let that hold you back. Go for it. The next thing that they have is that they have empowering beliefs. They have empowering beliefs about money. How many times have you heard people say to you that, oh, money is the root of all evil? Money's for the rich. Money doesn't make you happy. Well, it might not make you happy, but it's up there with oxygen. Rich people got lucky. Save for a rainy day. I'm too old. I'm too young. All sorts of beliefs around money. Filthy rich. Stinking rich, all sorts, okay? You need to delete those from your mind, and you need to have empowering beliefs. You need to believe that money can be used for good, okay? You don't have to have all those negative things associated with it. Money can give you time, give you freedom, allow you to spend time with your family, allow you to do charitable events, allow you to give to good causes. It enables you to help and do so much with it. Unfortunately, we need it, so you know there's not a lot we can do without it. The world revolves around money, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so another thing is that nobody is better than you. Nobody is better than you. Okay, we're all human. We're all the same. Doesn't matter what race, creed, colour we are. Nobody is better than you. And equally, you shouldn't look at anybody as if they're better or worse than you. Okay? You are you. You're your unique person. And It's what counts. It's what you do that counts. Don't worry about other people. One thing you need to realise is that self-made millionaires are average people with average intelligence. Okay? They don't have anything special that you don't have. So average people, the only difference is that they found out what successful people did. And then they modelled that person. For me, I used to buy every year in fact I still do, I used to buy every year the Sunday Times Rich List. So since I was like a teenager, I would buy the Sunday Times once a year, the day that the Sunday Times Rich List comes out, and it's like a magazine inside. It's a magazine, and it lists everybody in the UK and where they are in the rankings, from the wealthiest to the 500th richest person or whatever it may be. And I used to buy that every year, and I used to study everybody on that list, and I used to look to see how they'd made their money. And the first thing I'd do is I'd discount anybody that has kind of been born into money. So any of the royalty, or anybody that, their parents had a big, oil business or steel business and it had been handed down to them, discount all those, okay? I then look at all the people that are wealthy, like Richard Branson. And I noticed that there was a pattern here. And the pattern was that most of the people had made money and their wealth through property. Okay, so I then started modelling those people. I started reading all about them. I started looking to see what they did. I'd look at people in the States at the time, because this was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and there wasn't many people around doing it. So I'd look at the people in the States that were doing it. Why were they successful? What did they do? Okay, so my advice is find out, well, you've already found out because you're on this channel, okay, but model what I'm telling you on this channel. Model this to your own success, okay? And you can be another statistic. You can be another success story. If I had to give you some secrets, what would they be? Okay, so the first one I would say is dream big. Okay? You need to get yourself a vision board, and you need to plan out your ideal life. What is it you want your life to look like? And if it's a certain type of house you want to live in, don't just put it on the board, but go and look for a house that looks like it and take a picture or print one off the internet and put it on your board. Okay? So your mind will aim towards those goals. What sort of car do you want to be driving? Put a picture of it on your vision board. What sort of family do you want to have? How many children, if you haven't already got children? How many children do you want to have? Put it on the board. What sort of holidays do you want to go on? Put it on the board. Design your whole life. If you could wave a magic wand, design your life around how you want it, and make a vision board and get everything on there. And then every day, look at that vision board. And what happens is your subconscious is very, very powerful. Your subconscious will move you towards that vision. You need to reinforce it every day. Okay? Reinforce your brain. Inside you've got that little voice that talks to you. Okay? So you need to train that little voice to think positive things. Okay? So second is think positive. Okay? Don't be negative. Okay? You will move towards what you think. Just like we mentioned the vision board. So if you think negative things will happen, and you will move towards negativity. Think positive things and you'll move towards positive things. Okay? So you need to train that little voice in your head to keep telling you positive things. You need to imagine what your life is going to look like every single day. While you're in the shower, imagine what you're going to do that day and what's going to take you towards your goals. What things do you need to do? Okay? Muhammad Ali is a great example. Muhammad Ali, the great, one of the greatest boxers of all time, used to use a method called back to the future thinking. And what he used to do is before every fight, he would imagine that he's already won the fight. He would, in his mind, he'd study the opponent, he'd watch videos on how the opponent fought, okay? And in his mind, he would go through the whole of that fight before it happened. And he called that back to the future thinking. And he would go through each round and decide what was going to happen. And he'd kind of look at the opponent and decide what he's going to do. And, he's going to do a right jab, left jab, whatever you call it, left hook, I don't box. Yeah. He'd duck, dive, whatever he may do. He'd think and he'd imagine that he's won the fight. He would play out the whole fight in his mind. And then guess what happened when he got in the ring? His brain, his subconscious, it had already won. It knew what it had to do to win the fight. And subconsciously, that positive thinking and that back to the future thinking, his body and brain won. So using that Muhammad Ali example, you need to, where are you now and where do you want to get to? And then think, put your systems in place, get your strategy, and think of how you're going to get there. What's it going to look like when you get there? And you'll be amazed what the brain will do. Okay, you need to also develop a clear sense of direction. Become what you think. As we just touched on there, whatever you think, you will become. There's lots of people that think they're going to be ill. Guess what happens? They become ill. Yeah? Hypochondriacs are always at the doctors. The reason they're always at the doctors is because they think that they're going to be ill and they think that their body manifests problems. Okay? Goals are what drives us. Okay? So this is all part of having a clear sense of direction. Have your goals, have your vision boards. And by having a clear sense of direction, it enables you to work harder and have fun. You know where you're going, you know what you're going to get to. So therefore you'll put the effort and the time in order to get there and have fun along the way. There's no point doing all this just for the sake of it. We're doing it for what it gives us, for the lifestyle, for the freedom, for the time we can spend with our loved ones, for charitable giving, whatever it may be, whatever your why is, whatever you want to do. This is vital to your long-term success, guys. Absolutely vital. So we're just going to finish up with a little quick exercise. What I want you to do is I want you to get a piece of paper right now, or at least before tomorrow's video, and I want you to write down 10 goals that you would like to achieve in the next 12 months. So I want you to write them down, ideally a vision board, but if you haven't got time at the moment, hopefully you'll have time over Christmas, write down 10 goals that you want to achieve in the next 12 months. What's your life going to look like? What's your salary going to look like? How many properties are you going to own? How many HMOs are you going to own? How many flips are you going to do? Whatever it may be, whatever your goals are, what car do you want to buy? And put figures on. If it's 10 houses, put 10 houses. If it's 2 houses, put 2. If it's £50,000, write down £50,000. You need to be really crystal clear with these goals. Get them down there and write down what you want to do in the next 12 months, starting off in January 2021. But if you don't hit all 10, what happens if you only hit 5, 6, 7? I can tell you now it's going to be far better than not writing any goals down and don't meeting any goals. And the other thing is, by you writing those goals down, you have just moved yourself into the top 1% of the population. 1% of the population that write down their goals. So by doing that simple exercise, you will move into the top 1% of people that make goals. I hope that's been useful for today. So that's the first video of the 7-day series that we're going to do. So the same time tomorrow at 5 p.m. we'll be releasing the second video in this series. So in order that you don't miss it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification, and I'll see you tomorrow.